Okay, welcome along to the video. And yeah, as the title has said, I was hacked. Not by one of these guys.
Hello, this is Bruce calling from the International Revenue Service Agency.
So not the phone scam, the sort of Microsoft or your computer's infected or whatever. It was actually through my email. Now, it was my main email, which then had the knock-on effect. So really the reason I'm making this video is to just pre-warn other people that these people are about. Obviously, we are aware. I mean, we sort of take the mick, these Indian call centers and stuff like that. But there is other sort of malicious people out there. There's other sort of low level, so to speak, things that go on. So I'm just going to go over really what happened to me, explain then, like I said, the knock-on effect. Yes, I have got all my accounts back now, and I have secured them up massively. So hopefully that will be the last that happens. Fortunate for me, being obviously a YouTuber, my YouTube wasn't linked to this email, which I am so happy about, because if it had got in my email or in my YouTube account, then I think I would have been devastated, to be fair. But sort of looking at it, at what he did or what they did, or I don't know. I mean, I was talking to my son and he sort of knows a bit about this, being a sort of younger generation. And there was a possibility of maybe it was just a bot, AI or whatever doing it. But then the sort of other things that were going on, things changing, I don't see how it could have been a bot. So basically I have got one, oh, well, I've got not got one, I've got a multitude of emails like most people have got, but my main one, it's even on or linked, or not linked to my YouTube, it's on my YouTube homepage for people to actually get in contact with me, was the one that they got into. So if I think back, looking at it now, it was over a period of a few months or maybe even longer where I was getting notifications from Windows, and they were legit Windows emails saying that here is the unique code for changing your password and stuff. And I'm like, well, I haven't done that. Obviously, my two sons have got access to my email anyway. They've got Roblox accounts that they set up years and years ago when they were under the age of 18. So I had to sort of set them up and put them through my email address. So they were still going through my email. So, like I said, I didn't think much to it. I was a little bit skeptical. I mean, sometimes I'd log on to the PC, I'd try and go into my emails, and it would come up saying you've been signed out, or you need to put in a new password because you've used a password attempt so many times. I'm thinking, well, hang on, I haven't got my password wrong. I know what my password is. So whether this was the start to get me to change the email or do something, it's definitely them. They definitely did this. So then probably a month ago, I get a message actually in my email, drafted. So they were actually in my email account, obviously, but they'd not sent it. It was a draft. They'd written it, you know, where you compose an email and then you don't send it, it gets put to your draft box. So there was no relevant email address to sort of it'd come from my email address. And basically in that was a breakdown of we've caught you doing this on your computer, we've caught you doing that, oh, we'll send all this over to your employer, blah blah blah, you need to send us, I think it was $500 into a Bitcoin account, and they give all the relevant information. And they said that they'll put I think it was some either bot or virus or Trojan or whatever into my email or my computer, and then it'll constantly send them all information and stuff like that. So again, I ignored it. I thought, yeah, you're full of shit, basically. And I ignored it until, like I said, what, 3 days ago now, I think it was. And I tried to log into my Discord on my phone. I'd been logged out. I jumped on my PC, tried to log in my Discord on PC. I'd been logged out. So I was like, hang on, what's going on? And then, yeah, checked my emails, which I could still get into. Did not change the password on that because obviously they wanted to still keep in contact with me. And there was loads of other stuff where I've been logged out, or passwords have been changed, or email addresses have been changed, and stuff like that. So I'm frantically trying to get into Discord, can't get into it. Using my phone number, can't get into it. Basically, what they'd done is they got into my Discord, they'd changed my password, and they'd also then changed my email address for my Discord. So I had no chance. Every time I went to retrieve the password or create a new password, it says, we've sent you a link to your email. Never got it, because obviously he'd put a bogus email, or his actual legit email, or whatever. Now, what he was doing as well in my email address was actually deleting all of these notifications that would come through to my email, and actually going into my deleted folder, deleting them from there. So they were actually gone. So if I sort of browsed my emails, I couldn't see what was going on. So very sneaky. So we managed to, like I say, get back into Discord. I mean, my main ones to do with my email address was Steam, which is linked to my PayPal, and Discord. They were the two sort of main. There was still like Epic Games, EA, and other stuff, but there was also stuff there that I'd not used. He was also setting up accounts using my email address, some shop account or some, I don't know what it was called off the top of my head, but you basically, and it was in America, you basically, people sell stuff on there, and he was contacting people with the same messages saying, is this still available? And I'd get all these like messages come through to my email address. So basically I quickly got into Hotmail, or was in there anyway, and I changed the password. And then what I did was I put authentication app, I think it's called, will give you a unique number. Also put my phone number where it comes through to my phone if it thinks that it's somebody trying to get into my account. So I basically locked it up pretty well. Basically, I've got sort of, I think, 3 forms of security on it now. So that nipped that in the bud. But I was still obviously getting stuff. I couldn't get into Discord. I couldn't get into Steam. Now, Discord weren't too bad. My son contacted them on my behalf while I was trying to mess about with everything else. And they responded and asked a few questions and wanted to see evidence, which I had the evidence there, obviously. And then within 24 hours, basically the next day, I got a message, because I've not heard from them for 24 hours. I was thinking, this isn't good. But yeah, got a message, thankfully, and it basically said in the email that they'd reverted the email address back to its original one on my Discord. So then that was like, great, yeah, I'm getting, change the password, lock it all up, authenticator app, the whole works. So that was okay. Now, the evening that it happened, I didn't actually realise that it'd done Steam as well, because I forget what's linked or what email address is linked to my sort of account, Steam, and everything else. And it was only when I wanted to go on LMU to do a bit of practice, couldn't get into Steam. Now, Steam were an absolute nightmare. There is no way, there's no email address, there's no contact number. You can go through Valve, I think it is, because Valve actually owns Steam. But I emailed them, and you get an email back saying, we don't respond to these anymore. You need to go through the support, blah, 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 which the support is basically goes to a bit on Steam, and it's a pull down menu, what you want to do. And you don't actually physically speak to someone. So I was like hitting my head against a brick wall almost. So I thought, right, I'll set up a new Steam account, which he did, got on, and then contacted them. The actual support worked. In the meantime, between that, I did you can lock up the Steam. If you basically say, look, I've been locked out of this suspicious activity or whatever, you think that the account's been hacked, and they lock it up and you get a unique code. So I knew it was then locked, that they couldn't obviously get back into it. But yeah, once then I'd messaged them, they got back, and they weren't too bad. They were quite quick. And once I'd again proved that it was my account, proved transactions through PayPal through the past months and stuff like that, given codes, they then reverted my email address back to the old one, which is mine, because that's what he did basically. And yeah, it was a pain. It was a pain in the backside. And as I said, I'm so glad that my YouTube wasn't linked to it and stuff like that, bank accounts and stuff like that, banking apps. So yeah, as I said, just really a warning to other people that are thinking that, oh, well, they're not going to get into my email address. My password's that well secure or whatever, just what a password, they'll never sort of get into it. I thought that. I mean, it's not like I had the same password for every email address. I didn't. It's not like I had the same password for, say, Steam that was to my actually email address or my actual email password. I didn't. So they managed to get my Hotmail password. So like I said, I was the same. I thought it never happened to me. I thought that, they're not going to hack lowly old me. They're not going to try. Don't get me wrong. I don't think it was a big hacker or whatever, or somebody who could actually, plant stuff on my computer, Trojans, viruses or whatever. I have obviously gone through the computer. We've also gone through the settings in Hotmail now, and we discovered that he changed a few settings. I think he put something in that you put another email address, and they can, I think my son was saying, one click of a button, they can transfer all my emails over to their email address, which was like shocking. So, but got all that out. But as I said, reason making a video quickly, don't think that you're never going to get hacked. Don't think, because as I said, it is a pain. And if I had not got my Steam back and not got my Discord, it would have been a nightmare. My Discord, especially because it's linked to SimGrid as well, with all my stats on and stuff like that, all the races I've signed up for. So my warning to everyone is, and I mean, do it now. Don't think, like I said, it won't happen. Go into your email, your main email that's linked to most of your, if not all of your Steam, Discord or whatever, and lock it up tight. Change the email address, add a phone number as authentication, add a authenticator app as well for authentication, and just, lock it up tight. And because I said, I was lazy. Again, I was like, it'd be fine. I'm not going to get hacked. Nothing's going to happen. One of my main worries with the authenticator app, because I've used one a few years ago, and then I think I lost, or my phone died, that had the authenticator app on. So then I couldn't use it to get into, I can't remember what account it was. Like I said, it was a few years ago. So that scared me in a way that if I did it again to, say, my email address or my Discord or whatever, and something happened to my device that the authenticator app was on, I'm then screwed. But not anymore. With Discord, they actually send you or give you, I think it's 8 different codes, and it says that if you can't get on your authenticator app, or your app, that it dies or whatever, these codes will work to actually get you into your account, so then you can set up something else. So I thought that was really good. So it has put my mind at ease. So like I said, reason for making a video, don't get hacked like I was. Definitely lock everything up now. Put as many passwords or as many fail safes or whatever on your email address and on your apps to stop these guys doing it. You know what I mean? It's just, like I said, I didn't lose anything. It didn't cost me anything. It cost me time. It cost me a bit of a headache, so to speak, trying to get back into and rectify the issue. But like I said, it could have been so much worse. I really do believe that it could have been so much worse. Somebody who actually sort of was a bit more clued up. Like I said, my Steam was linked to my PayPal, but I don't think they would have got into my PayPal, because obviously they wouldn't have known that password. But like I said, it's you don't want to sort of take the chance. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video to a certain extent, and definitely lock things up. Definitely take my advice and do it now. Don't wait. Don't just think and then forget about it. Do it now. So, but I hope you enjoyed the video. My explanation of getting hacked, proper hacked, locked out of all my accounts and stuff. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.